Hello and welcome to Yoga Where You're At. Today we are in Port Arthur, Louisiana, right on the border of Texas and Louisiana, but we are on the Louisiana side. And we're doing our shoot today on a pier right by a great big bay. We may see some ships come by, but beautiful location. We will give you a pano of it here at some time during the video. I've talked about yoga where you're at and what our goal is. It is to be able to do yoga to the best of your ability, wherever you happen to be, and hopefully at some point in time you will be comfortable enough to maybe go take a class with a regular yoga teacher. I've been doing yoga for 4 years, and I've seen a major increase in my flexibility. I've not had to see a chiropractor. My back stays well aligned. My flexibility is tremendously improved, but I still can't touch my head to my knees like a lot of these young yoga instructors and videos that you see. So I'm trying to put something together for people that maybe have had a surgery or are disabled or are overweight or aren't as flexible as they would really like to be, as I am. And so that's what the purpose of this is. And I do love to travel, and it just happens to be where we're at. We're hoping to get some good scenic video or video of places that we are traveling to. There are lots of different ways and variations to things. If you can't do what I am doing, then improvise, figure out a way so that you can do it. Motion is lotion. It's extremely important. The breathing is extremely important because it helps you come into yourself, to relax you, and to relieve your stress. Today, before we get started, I would like to maybe point out some different variations on some of the different poses, just so you guys can figure out what I'm saying about improvising. To begin with, I'm sitting in this style. I know people with knee injuries cannot do this. If you can only sit like this, that is great. If you can only sit like this, that is great. If you need the help of a chair and you can sit like this, that is great. Do what you can to get yourself comfortable and relaxed. When we are touching our toes, if you cannot touch your toes or you cannot put your hands flat on the ground, do what you can do. Touch your knees, hold on to your hips, fold your arms, and let the weight hang. It's great for your lower back. It opens things up. If you can't do any of that and you're in a chair, do what you can as far as straightening your legs out and maybe touching like this. When we're sitting on the ground and we're doing moves where we're arching, again, do what you can do. If you're in a chair, arch as much as you can. Put pressure maybe with your arm to where you get a little bit more stretch. If you're on the ground, again, you can put your arm down and you can stretch as much as you possibly can. The stretching is what's important. The movement is what's important. When we're doing balancing acts, when we're balancing, if you can balance right where you're at and you can hold the pose for a while, that is great. If you need to have a chair next to you so that you can hold yourself steady, maybe try and let your hand loose for a second or two. Whatever it takes to do the pose and to steady yourself so you don't hurt yourself, because you don't want to stretch beyond what your limitations are. You want to stretch to the point that you're feeling some stretch. You don't want to stretch to the point where you hurt yourself. It's crucial that you do stretch and that you lengthen things. And as time goes on, you'll find that it becomes easier and that you can get further. And even if you hit a plateau, keep going. About 4 years ago, I was in an accident. I broke 9 ribs. I broke 2 vertebrae in my shoulder blade. I was on the can't do this the way that it's supposed to be done list. But I am fairly flexible now. I move pretty well, and I attribute that all to yoga. I was attending yoga class again 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the accident happened. I may have just been sitting and watching and raising my arm if I could do it slow and doing very minimal things. But it all came back to me, and now I am fairly flexible. Not as flexible as I'd like to be, but for a 58-year-old guy, I think I'm doing all right. As far as we do lunges, here again, you keep your legs straight, you bring your back foot back, and you come down. If you can't do that, do your lunge up here. If you can't do that, grab your chair and go down as much as you can. Just whatever you can do, do it. Doing it is the important part. Okay, I'm going to eliminate the chair. Okay, get in a comfortable sitting position. Again, we hold our poses for approximately 5 breaths. If you don't hold your poses, then you don't get as much out of the pose as what you do if you do hold the pose. You want to hold it, you want to stretch as much as you can. If you're leaning over and you feel like you stop there, take and work at doing just a little bit more with each one of your breaths and see if you can get down further. You should notice the difference. Maybe not in the first week, maybe not in the first 2 weeks, but nobody's here to judge you. Nobody's at a yoga class to judge you. They are happy that you are there and that you are working to improve yourself. Okay, let's get in a relaxed position. Let's take our 5 breaths, come into ourselves, relax, and get into the frame of mind that we're going to do a yoga routine and that we are going to do the best that we can where we are at. Relax, inhale fresh air, exhale the stale air. You want to take deep breaths. Breathe in, hold at the top. Exhale, hold at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. Also, try and remember to keep your shoulders back and down. It helps you relax, and it also puts you in the right position for most of these poses. Let's start off by making nose circles with our nose and getting our neck to relax, getting our neck to stretch out. Breathe as you come out, exhale as you come down, inhale as you come up. Come back to center. Straighten your back up, shoulders back and down. Let's tip our head down and go the opposite direction. Okay, let's take our hands. Let's put them behind us. See if you can get your fingers to lock together. If you can't, that is fine. Just put them here. But keep your shoulders back and down and pick up your hands as far as what you can. This is a great shoulder stretch. As you breathe, keep breathing. Bring your arms up as much as you possibly can. Okay, bring your hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers, push your hands away and tip your head down in between your arms. Push away as hard as you can. This is not just a holding your arms in that position. You should feel the stretch coming through here and in your wrists and through your back. Okay, bring your hands up. Again, shoulders back and down. Hands in the air. Again, pushing through your palms. You want to feel the stretch. Okay, bring your arms down. Bring them back up. Drop your head to your shoulder. And if you can't do that, just put your hand down. If you want a little bit more stretch, take and pull on your head. Just a little tiny bit. Again, you want to feel some stretch. You don't want to feel pain. You don't want to stretch to the point of hurting. Keep this arm straight out and down so you feel the stretch through your shoulder and through your arm. Come up to center. Bring your right hand to your head, if you can do that, and pull your head down. Again, whatever you can do. If all you can do is tip your head to here, tip your head to there. If you can get it further, go further. And don't use me as your ultimate example. I have limitations and ways that I have not been able to improve my stretching. I have improved. I just am not to the yoga expert stage by anybody's imagination. Okay, bring your right arm above your head. Take your left hand and plant it and arch. Again, keep your shoulders back and down. Push away with your left hand and arch. And breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale. Hold. Inhale. Bring that left hand up. Bring your right arm down and arch over to the right. Again, push away if you can with your right hand and arch as much as you can. And don't forget to breathe. Inhale in, exhale. Okay. Another handy thing to have is a strap. Bring your legs out in front of you straight. I find that the strap will help me get more stretch a lot of times. I like to put it up on the balls of my feet. And then when you pull yourself down, I get the stretch through the calves as well as through the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, fold over, keeping your head straight, and just pull as much as you can. If you can just stretch and grab a hold of your toes, do that. But if you need the strap, that is perfectly okay. It's a fantastic aid to help you, and you can get a little bit more stretch. Try and go down further with each inhale or with each exhale. Okay, keep the strap on your left leg. Bring your right leg in as much as you can. Again, if you can't bring it in, adapt. Do what you can. Shoulders back and down. This time, round your back, round your head, and come on down with an exhale. Okay, swap legs. Bring the left leg in as much as you can. Bring your strap on your foot. arch. With an exhale, fold over. Again, keep your shoulders back and down. You might notice you have more flexibility on one side than the other. That is perfectly normal and natural. I have a tendency to have more flexibility to my right side. Okay, come on up. To get rid of the strap, I'm going to bring my feet together. Again, wherever you are, just bring your feet together and rock back and forth. If all you can do is that right there, do it. If you're in a chair, whatever you can do. Okay, let's come into a lunge. Let's just come into table. Come into table pose. You want your hands evenly spaced, pressure on your palms right through here, on the heel of your hands. You want your feet evenly spaced, in your feet right behind to where you cannot see them. Again, if you're in a chair, you can do cat-cows in a sitting position. You can take it, your hands here. You can do a cow and a cat. If you can't get on your knees, I'm sure that there's lots of people that have had knee surgery, and being on their knees is not the most comfortable place. If that's the case, improvise and do what you can do. Inhale like a cow. Oh, my back just popped in about 4 places. Exhale like a cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. We're driving about 500 miles a day. The back gets sore and stoved up while you're driving. The yoga is awesome. Just to be able to get out and move your body in ways that stretches and flexes, it's a fantastic thing. Okay, let's do puppy. Stretch out as far as you can in front. Head to the floor if you can do it. And then let's come back into child's pose. You can either set on your feet. When you do this, feet wide, you can have your feet together or knees together. You can have your hands in front, or you can have your hands behind. The goal is to be as small as you can be and just rest. Okay, let's stand up. Let's bend over, fold over, touch your toes. If you can, touch your knees. If you can, whatever you can do. Hang here for a few minutes. Stretch out your lower back, stretch out your legs. Wherever you feel it is where you need to be feeling it. I know some people feel it at different places. Where I feel it may not be where you feel it. Scoop up the air in a reverse swan dive. Bring your hands together and hands to prayer. Come into equal standing. This is called Tadasana. Equalize yourself out, shoulders back and down. Body straight, legs straight, hips up and in. And pretend like somebody came along and pulled a string out of your head and straightened you up even a little bit more. Drop your hands, bring them up over your head. Swan dive down. Come up halfway. Bring your hands down beside your feet. Step back into a plank. If you can't do a plank, drop your knees. And if you can't do that, I guess just whatever you can do. Okay, let's hold the plank. And then come down into chaturanga. Keep your elbows in and lower your body down and hover off the floor. If you can't do that, drop yourself down a little bit, but still keep as much pressure on your arms as you can. You can also put your knees down. Okay, come up into up dog. Again, arching your lower back, hands underneath you. Exhale and come into down dog. Hold this for 5 breaths. See if you can get your feet to the floor. Walk this one out. Push your head back, butt in the air. Okay, step forward. Hands down on the ground, up halfway. Fold forward and bring it back up. And hands to prayer. It's a basic sun salutation. Let's do one more, maybe a little bit faster without quite so much explaining. Drop your hands, bring them up overhead. Swan dive down. Touch the floor. Come up halfway. Hands down beside your feet. Come into chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Back up to up dog. Back to down dog. And we'll hold this for 5 breaths. Step forward, come up halfway, fold back over, come on up with your hands above your head and hands to prayer. Hopefully you were all able to figure out a way that you could do that string of exercises no matter where you are at physically. Okay, let's bring our feet wide. Since we've been traveling, I've been having a little bit of problem with my sciatica on my left side. So I'm going to see if maybe we can find a way to stretch that out. Let's come in to Warrior 2, looking over your left fingers, like somebody pulled back on your right hand. Bend this left leg. Bring your hand on around. And come down and see if you can touch your feet. Keep that front knee straight. I had it bent. Let's keep it straight. See if we can stretch out that lower back. Bring your left hand to the inside of your ankle or wherever you can. Bring the right hand up and pull it back as far as you can. Bring that hand back down, come back up, and we're going to get ready for a big move here. We are going to bring this back foot up and come into a balancing pose. Get that back leg as straight out of the hip as you can. If you need to use a wall, you need to use a chair, whatever you can do. Okay, feet together. Face the front again. Right leg out. Bend that front leg. Come into Warrior 2. Looking over that middle finger. Get yourself aligned. front leg's bent. Okay, bring that arm down and the right or left arm up. Straighten out that leg. I think I missed a step. Take and straighten out that leg and bring both hands down to that foot. And stretch as much as you can. And while we're here, let's hang on to our ankle if you can with your left hand. Bring your right hand up for a twist. Okay, come back to the center, spread your legs about as far as you can. See if you can bring your head down to the ground as close as you can. Really stretch those legs through here. Come on up. And just because I can, I'm going to scoop my mat over this way here so you guys get a little bit different view. So maybe you're tired of seeing that one. Okay, let's heel toe our feet together. Just 1 second before I get too far. I left my strap over there where I was at before. Heel toe your feet together, about shoulder width apart. Come down. If you can keep your heels on the floor, that is fantastic. I have my heels come up, my calves are a little bit too tight. Stretch as much as you can, squat it as low as you can. If you can't be here and all you can be is here, that is where you're at. That is all perfectly okay. Stretch as much as you can. And then come on down to your butt. Come all the way down to your back. If you have your strap, hook your strap around both of your feet. Again, I like to have it up on the balls of my feet so I get the maximum calf stretch because my calves really need it. And take and pull your feet as far back as you can, feeling the stretch back in the back parts of your legs. Okay, keep a hold of your strap with your right hand, left hand, pull your feet over to the right. Balance is kind of tough. Try and keep your shoulders on the ground. As much as you can move, move. Come on back up to center. Go to the other side. Same thing. Oh, that's what I need. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Okay, bring your feet up. Take your right foot out, lay it out straight. Pull your left leg up, right arm above your head. Take a full body stretch down that side and straighten your leg. If you don't have a strap, just put your leg in the air. I like the extra pressure of the strap. Again, open that up wide, as wide as you can. Pull it forward as much as you can to where you feel a good stretch. Bring it back over your body. Hold your hip down with your left hand.
and bring your left leg across. Again, pull your strap to bring it forward. And keep your shoulders on the ground as much as you can and stretch through that leg. Come on up to center. Swap feet. Now there's a way to do that. Straighten out your left leg. Bring your right arm up. Take a full body stretch. Pull that right leg over your face as much as what you can. Okay, open it up. Put your left hand on your hip. Bring that leg out to the side. Bring it up. Cross on over. Put your right arm out. Again, keep your shoulder on the ground. Bring that leg over where you're feeling a good stretch. Come on back up. Inhale up. Keep going. Bring your heels together as much as you can. Open up those hips. You don't have to apply pressure. I just find that it helps me get more of a stretch. That will conclude what we're doing for today. Usually with yoga, we take what I refer to as a 5-minute nap because I can't seem to stay awake. You get into what they call Shavasana or death pose. You close your eyes, you remain as motionless as possible, you do everything you can to relax yourself, and you stay in this position for 5 minutes. Excellent time if you can stay awake to meditate, to think about what you want to accomplish today, but basically just have your brain still and just be. We do this for 5 minutes. Please come back to this pose, as I'm not going to let you watch me sleep for 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this day of yoga here in Port Arthur, Louisiana, Texas. It sits right on the border. It's actually a beautiful place, even though it's surrounded